match, Internacional took the lead. Leverkusen's Tim Jedvaj flicked on the ball to Eduardo. 1-0. And unfortunate for Jedvaj, who's only just... And he did his countrymen a favour by conceding a penalty on just 6 minutes. Leverkusen's Bernd Leno up against ex-Wolfsburg man Andres D'Alessandro. 2-0 down inside the opening 10 minutes of the game. Play when Hakan Çalhanoğlu was upended by Anderson. Another spot kick was given. Javier Hernandez has been the star of the tournament off the pitch, and with this goal, the star was doing it on it. Getting back into the game. They needed a bit of luck though, but when Chicharito was involved, these opportunities can present themselves. His shot and a wicked deflection, 2-2 just before the break. Leverkusen handed a lifeline, but what could Chicharito and co do in the second 45 minutes? The match was still in the balance and neither side had taken the game by the scruff of the neck. On 63 minutes, Alisson Farias got round the back of the Bundesliga defence. His pass set up Adrigo. The second was even more so. Bellarabi tried to pick a pass, but Internacional's Alan was determined it wasn't going to get to its target. The result, however, an own goal in a topsy-turvy encounter. There was to be no more twists and turns. 3-3. Schalke's second and final match of the Florida Cup took them to Fort Lauderdale to face Brazilian side Atlético Mineiro. New signing Alessandro Schupf was put into the starting lineup by Royal Blues coach Andre Breitenreiter. Schalke were convincing 2-0 winners over Fort Lauderdale strikers in their first match, but they were a goal down inside 10 minutes against the Brazilians. Leonardo Silva rose highest from the first corner of the game. Too easy for the big central defender. It was followed up by an even better chance to level things up. Leroy Sané's pressure, and that led to a penalty. There is certainly a question mark about if it should have been given against Atletico's Ed Carlos, but still an opportunity for Schalke. Johannes Geis took responsibility, but he was denied by Victor and failed with the follow-up. The Brazilian keeper held his nerve when Geis didn't. Would that be the best chance? That left the door open for Mineiro to see off the match. They put their foot down to get the result. A couple of minutes after the penalty miss, Patrick doubled the Atletico lead. The Royal Blues looked out of sorts and were punished for it. A lovely trip from Patrick on 81 minutes. But the best was yet to come from the team from Belo Horizonte. Individual skill is something that South American players are famous for.
Sport has to do with individual skills, be it football, basketball, the marathon, tennis, Aussie Open. My guys are in the house, so let's go straight. Jimmy.
Always a pleasure to be here. Great to see you once again.
That's what I like about Jimmy. Jimmy hits the nail on the head, even without prompting. Okay, so who welcomes Jimmy? Yemi, you or I?
You can do it.
Okay. Yemi, welcome back.
Good afternoon, the viewers. Good afternoon, Ken. It's good to be back here. Happy New Year. I hope it's not out of place to say Happy New Year.
No, it is not. Yeah, we are still in January, and then we are going straight to the end of the world. But before we touch that briefly, I want us to stay with a football chan. We're talking about the bonus issues. You know, we just said that the team that is representing us now, the Chan, a draw fetches them $1,000, a win fetches them $2,000, and then the crew, the technical crew, goes on with $4,000. How does it, you know, how do you correlate this with other athletes that may probably searching to get $1,000 a month or so, you know, as grants?
I've been itching to have a dig at that. It's very simple. When we do say we have got the national sports policy in place, I always have to ask this question. If you've got the policy, has it been properly articulated? Yeah, it's a document, yeah, but do we have it? 2009 policy. Yeah. Do we have it properly documented? Do we have all those things that we are talking about? It looks like we talk out of context. When we say we've got a competition, then arbitrarily we determine how much the bonuses are meant to be. But if you're talking about a sports policy, then that means we should be talking about rewards and awards. we should be talking about a definitive. I mean, as an athlete, I should know what I tend to gain, even if it's got to be a golden handshake, even if it's got to be a stamp or a seal, more like national honors, even if it's got to be street named after me or something.
Jimmy, let me ask you this, because what they're getting is not a tournament bonus. Football get match bonus. That's what I'm asking. So, if you relate it to athletics, it is like you run first round,
yeah.
second round,
Yeah,
quarterfinals, semi-finals,
Yes.
and run the finals.
Yes.
That at every race you run,
This
if
is
you
what you
qualify,
get.
this is what you get. Should I mean, is it possible to have something like that? That you know, if you you go to the Olympics now, or Kabare, you run your first round race, you qualify for the second round, you collect $2,000. You go to the second round, you collect $2,000. If you win, you know, at the end of the day, and then when you come back, we still host you.
I'm not sure we have that in place when it comes to your systematic.
No, what I'm saying, should that
it's
be? We are trying to say it is not in place.
It's not in place.
But okay, that's what I'm asking now. Because
Yes.
like I said, what they are collecting, they might go to Chan now, win their three group matches,
games.
collect $6,000, and not win the competition.
You see,
Yeah.
it boils down to what Jimmy is trying to say.
Yeah.
I think we should have a benchmark. We don't want a situation where sport administrators will just wake up
In the morning,
and decide we're giving this particular team this. You know, we mentioned it when the Tigers qualified for Rio Olympics, winning the Afro basket. How much were they paid?
$500.
$500.
Exactly.
But do you want to say the sacrifices made by those basketballers is not what
Consumer
No, it's not.
comparing it
It's
to
not.
What the champ ballers are going to make.
are going to make. So what we're saying is, you see, the disparity between the reward for players playing football and other athletes is too much. And when you have that kind of disparity, you are, how do I put it, you are demoralizing other athletes already. So for me, I think we should have a benchmark to say, like Jeremy said, in our national sport policy, if you do this, this is what you get. See that the other guy that won them the Scrabble championship.
Yes.
In the world.
Wellington.
Wellington, exactly.
Yes.
What was he given? So that's what we're saying. I think there is a proper way in which we should set this
the reward
benchmark,
system.
the reward system, that we know that prior to going to this competition, if I reach this particular milestone, if I win this competition, this is what will come to me.
Okay, so definitely, probably for those of you at home, later part of this show, we shall open the lines. You also let us understand, because if we want to articulate a policy that has to do with, you know, the reward system, how do you think should we continue with the skewed system? I know a lot of you are already drawing your, how do I say it, weighting. Does it look, it is football, it's the king of the game, you can get them 10 million and then make sure you don't reward others. But I think there should be an equitable system where everybody will feel that, yes, we are children of the same parent and not one being superior than the other. We have inferior or superior children, you know, to a particular father. So let's go straight to Australia, gentlemen. Jimmy, you look at it. Gabe Muguruza, she did so well last season. Simona Halep, she was almost there. I mean, finished as world number 2. Sharapova can pop up from anywhere. And Azarenka has been very comfortable right there at the Aussie Open. Who can stop Serena? Or the resurgent, because last year she won it, the comeback queen of the year, her elder sister, you know, Venus Williams. So who do you think is going to take this?
Well, I actually feel that particular circuit is one that gives concern when you consider the fact that Serena Williams had been able to do what she did, even not most times coming to the party. She didn't need to have that necessary challenge for her to get the titles, win more titles. Even at her age, you consider the fact that she's still the best. Now, I feel that it will be more open than ever before because she's already having niggling injury concerns and all that. So most likely what we'll be having this season will be maybe a slam or two for her. Then we'll have some other, divers come forward, the likes of Flavia Pennetta you don't expect, the likes of
Roberta Vinci.
Roberta Vinci you don't expect. But maybe if Azarenka gets her act right, because she's what you could call a hard-court specialist. You know, when you look at hard-court specialists, you look at how they play on the execution surface. I think Azarenka could, you know, maybe spring a surprise. I don't expect Maria Sharapova to do anything. She's not really been.
She has won on all surfaces.
You know, she's won on all surfaces, but she has not been a specialist.
She's not a specialist, but she's an all-rounder. the highest paid, the highest earning.
You don't want to talk about
I don't want to talk about that. I'll still with you, Yemi. I probably will take 1 or 2 calls in this segment for those of you Aussie Open followers, those of tennis lovers. Give us your inkling who you think is going to, upset the apple cart, because as it is, two of the athletes, Serena Williams and Joko Noel, the Joker himself, they sat atop the three Grand Slam last year, 3 out of 4, 75%. Like we say in Nigeria,
Not be beans.
it is not be beans.